Hey there everybody, these two figures just arrived today. We have Godzilla versus Gigan Rex. These are Bandai Movie Monster series. They're a little smaller than some of the older figures. They're only like 6-inch scale. This is the card that you get for Godzilla. It does not open, it's just a single card. And I was trying to remove the little plastic loop from the tag by heating up the vinyl and pulling it out. It came out of the vinyl just fine, but these tags are a little softer and a little easier to rip. So I tried to be more careful on the Gigan Rex, and the exact same thing happened. So be mindful of that when you're if you're someone who removes the tags. I keep them all sealed in plastic though, but it's a shame that the two edges did rip. This one says Godzilla, and this one says Gigan Rex. So yeah, they're still nice tags. I kept the little plastic hoops in there. Okay, here are the two figures. Let's start off with the Gigan Rex. Let's see here if this camera will focus. He does have pink in his eye visor there. And his mouth is silver. His chest and the underside of his tail and on his back is kind of gunmetal gray, kind of a slightly metallic gunmetal kind of look. The rest of him is red vinyl, and then he does have some gold on his tail spike, but it is gunmetal gray underneath. And then he has gold on his two hand hooks, his scythes, which actually extend out and become whips in the movie, but obviously not on the toy. So the only silver on him is his toes. The only silver on him is his toe claws and up on his mouth. And then the only gold is his hand scythes and his tail scythe, for lack of a better term. Really neat looking figure. Great sculpt. Man, there's so much sculpt on these. They just look amazing. But now the star of the show, in my opinion, the Godzilla, he's got silver toe claws, silver hand claws, which he has 5 fingers, which is very different for Godzilla. His dorsal fins or plates on his back are also done in silver, but only 3 rows of them are. The outside rows are left black on both sides, which is fine by me because it might look a little wide if they were all done in that grayish silver. It doesn't continue up here on the head, and it does on the tail about halfway, but then the last part of the tail is not painted. There's no tail articulation, but the legs will do 360 at the hip, and his arms will do 360 at the shoulders. And I did notice if you put his feet forward, they kind of come together, which looks a little derpy, but it can make him sit down. Oops, stand Gigan up over here. And then if you put them way far back, they become wider apart, which is more like a typical Godzilla stance. But I'm losing light here, so I'm trying to do the best I can do. Some people have got these and theirs had like derpy eyes. Mine seem to be pretty good. I'm going to switch over to the camera light and see if that helps anything. Okay, here it is with the camera light on. You can see his teeth are kind of individually sculpted for the most part. They are painted white. His tongue is gray. His eyes look a little yellow under this light, but in real life they're a little more on the orange side. Kind of like a light yellow-orange. And they look amazing. They're very small though. But definitely got kind of a cat-like look to his face. I don't see any gills or ears. But this is a different take on Godzilla. I don't know what I think about the 5-finger hands. I have nothing against it. It's just something you don't see all the time. His feet are just smooth on the bottom. And then all the Toho Bandai markings are there on the bottom of the tail. But the texture, he looks like charcoal or something. Man, he is just, I think it's just black vinyl. And that, even though it looks a little white in the camera, that's actually like I think it was white and then has a metallic silver put over the top. And it's not showing up on camera very well, but man, it looks great in real life. But I think the silver in his eyes just, wow, it makes this figure just super cool. I really like that figure a lot. And then we'll just try to do some close-ups on the Gigan here. It's really hard to see his little pink visor because it is so small, right above the silver mouth. It's like metallic pink. Then the mouth and the spikes on his jaws are just all together and painted silver, metallic. That little eye beam on his head's not painted, it's just the red vinyl. And then, looks like Gigan in a lot of ways. I wish they would have painted in his back a little more, because there's just so much detail. It would have just brought it all out. But don't be afraid to customize your figure if you're going to keep it yourself. And you could do some custom paint and really bring out some really neat details. But that metallic gunmetal gray on his belly and chest looks super good. The metallic gold on his claws and on his tail look great. And that gunmetal carries over. They didn't paint it all, though. There's his Bandai markings. And then, of course, his little toe claws are silver. Just, wow, such great-looking figures. I actually got these several days ago, but I've just been waiting for the opportunity to shoot a video. And, of course, when the time was right, the light's almost gone. So bear with me, I'm doing the best I can. Okay, here's how they look under more like a lamplight. There you can kind of see his little pink visor above his mouth a little better. It's kind of like a metallic, kind of pinkish purple. That's the only spot right there on the side of his mouth where the paint isn't perfect on my figure. But still not bad. Really well done. Like the golds and the silvers and the gunmetal grays and stuff. It's just excellent with the sculpt. Then let's see if his eyes show up a little more true to life in here. Come on, focus. There you can kind of see that they're a little more orangey. But yeah, the pupils look good on mine. You'll never know because my camera won't focus. But yeah, they actually look really good. The sculpt on this is just great. One of my absolute favorite Godzillas. Check out Louis Duran's video. He just reviewed these a few days ago. And yeah, he did a really good review. You might want to check that out. And Shinrob Jira did a really good review. And Ultrazilla did a review of them. Seems like he didn't like them very much. He just acted like he wasn't too into it. And that's how I interpreted his video anyhow. I don't know why. I think these are just the cat's meow. They are so good. I really like them. But here they are beside a couple other figures. This is Godzilla the Ride figure. I did a little custom paint on it. But it looks pretty neat. I really like it. This is one of the new Gameras. The 96, I believe. Really cool figure. This is just for size comparison.